I setting up a trick for me or for them? And like, if you have something, and they lead the queen, that's an easy one, right? Why would you ever cover with the king, right?
Right.
They're gonna run out of tricks, out of cards sometime, right? There's only 3 of them to the ace, even if the queen goes through, the jack goes through, the ace goes through, well, now your king's gonna be good, right? Because they're gonna have to play the king on the 3rd one. Say you're looking at this, now it's not the same thing, right? They can hold up on that ace forever. If they led the queen, there's a good chance they got the jack, right? Normally, if you have an unsupported ace like ace XX and queen XX, how you would normally play this, you play a small one to the ace and then a small one back toward the queen, right? There's no point playing the queen because if it gets covered with the king, all you're going to get is your ace, right? That's called a Chinese finesse. Because the only time it ever works is if they don't cover your queen, right? You need them to help you. Sometimes you do stuff like that, but it's not the best. The normal way is play low to the queen, low to the ace, back to the queen. So they're playing the queen out of their hand. So almost for sure, they have the jack, right? Once they play the queen out. You gonna cover with the king?
No.
No, because what are you setting up, right? All you have is little ones beside the king. You can count 11 of them already, right? You have 4, there's 5 here. This guy has at least 2, right? That's 11, 4, 5, and 2. 11. That means your partner only has 2 little ones. If you cover with the king, which of those little ones you think you're setting up? Neither, right? So you don't, so you duck. And again, it's back to pausing on the first trick. When you see you have length, there's length in the dummy, unless by playing covering is going to set up a trick for you, you don't cover. Like if you have, instead of little, you have king 10 9, well, now you would cover, right? You're setting up your own 10 and 9. But if all you have is little ones, you're not setting up a little one for yourself, and your partner only has 2 little ones.
Little one is going anyhow.
Right, right. So with this, you would cover.
I have.
Now with this, you would not.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if you have king little, now you would cover, right? You're going to hope that your partner has 3 to the 10, right? But your king is going to be toast anyway, so you might as well get 2 honors for 1, right? So with this, you would cover, and you would pray. And you would pray that your partner has. And
That's good.
sometimes they will, right? Give bridge is a game of statistics, like Eddie Cantor, who's a very well-known author, like he says, take all your chances, right? They're not all going to work, but the difference between good players and not so good players is good players play statistics, not so good players play because they like to play. And if you just wanted to play and you didn't care, you wouldn't be listening to me. All right, let's take a look at a couple of deals. You might remember this deal for those of you here last week, right? when you were declared. And, you know, the standard lead is, that's the lead, right? You got the jack. And since, oh, by the way, under leading aces is a bad lead on the opening lead. Later on in the play, you can do it, but not on the opening lead. So when this jack goes out, unless you're playing against somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, you could bet the aces behind the king, right? But it doesn't matter, right? You know, that king is toast. When the jack, when the jack, say they play the 4, what we did last time is declare took the first 2 hearts, right? I mean, defense took the first 2 hearts, right? They led the jack of hearts, and they took 2 hearts. If you do that, just like last week, 4 spades is gonna be cold, right? Because this heart is gonna get roughed, right? That's how you're gonna get the 4 spades, right? Don't pull trump, right? That was the lesson last week. Don't pull trump. You need that trump to rough the heart. Well, if you're a good defender, which now, if you listen to me for over an hour, you are.
Do I get a certificate with that?
No, I'll say.
Get my defender card.
What you should realize, they're gonna want to rough hearts, right? That their bells should be going off, right? The key to defense, if I say one thing, figure out what's best for declare, see what declare is trying to do, and make it hard for them, right? It's a zero-sum game. 13 tricks are gonna be taken, right? Every trick they take is one that you're not. And it should hit you, they're gonna be roughing hearts if we let them. And what this guy should do is just overtake the queen of hearts. Don't make your partner do something that you can do yourself. Like, it's one thing to trust your partner, it's another thing to make your partner work harder than they need to when you could do it for them. Like, I used to have a partner who would explain to me that he played the way he did because he wanted to challenge me. And I explained to him, I didn't really want to be challenged. I just wanted to play bridge. But anyway, it's not about challenging your partner. Basically, you win whatever you need to do, and don't return a heart. Return a what?
Trump.
Trump, right? You return a trump. And say they
One off the 8.
That's
basically, you could, but kind of a good technique is you're going to get in with the ace of hearts next, right? Because they're going to play that second heart, right? Because they're going to run and rough the third one. When they get in with the third one, you play ace and a small one, wipe them all off the board. Okay? So the second lead, when they play the second heart, now you win the ace, and then you play ace and your other spade, and this one has no more trump, right? And if they have no more trump, you're gonna lose that heart now, and now you're going down. But the key thing is, the bells should be going off when you see you have good hearts and there's only a doubleton in dummy, right? So you don't want dummy roughing any hearts. They got 3 spades, you gotta remove those 3 spades before declare gets to rough them. And that's the key to it. You're looking at, hey, my partner led the jack of hearts, he must have the 10. If we have all the hearts, they're gonna be roughing them. We don't want them to rough our high cards. We've got to pull trump. Okay? Okay. This deal. And it's similar to the other deal. What the difference is what? Both times we got to stop them from trumping hearts, right? That's the common thing. Like, they can't make it if we let them trump their little hearts. But this guy doesn't know it from the beginning, so he's gonna lead the king of hearts. And small, small, and how about, now, what are you gonna do?
I would leave it at
Like the eighth.
Well, a good play is what you just said. Tell your partner you have the ace, right? Let your partner play.
Apparently wrong.
No, it's right. Tell your partner you have the ace, and because now, because your partner already knows you have the king when you led the queen. So, yeah, when you led the king. So now you can play, now you shift to a spade, right? You definitely are not gonna play the king, right? That would be losing. So king, little, little. No, yeah. Yeah, whatever, yeah, we can, whatever wins. We win here, and we play another heart, right? Because we're looking to rough a heart. And when it plays the heart, this hand is gonna do what? Tuck it, right? Because this hand already told them they have the ace. They have the ace, they play the other spade back through, right? In this case,
I'm not following it at all.
okay, this hand led the king of hearts. This hand played the nine, showing they have the ace, right?
So that you have, like, high.
Right,
Okay.
high boots, I like it, I must have the ace, right? And now he's gonna play a low trump to try and remove the trump from the board, right?
Declare wins it.
Sure, declare's always gonna win, right?
So what is it, declare then leaves a heart back?
And declare is gonna now play hard, okay? Yeah, no?
Got it.
Yeah.
Get rid of that other part.
Yeah, they're gonna get rid of the other heart, they're gonna play the other heart,
Okay.
and this hand comes up with the ace, and they're gonna play what? Spade. In this case, all we're doing is making declare guess, right? Like, they don't know where the king is. So if you're playing where we're trying to get every trick, like in tournaments, if the king's over here, you want to play the queen, right? If the king's in front, you wanna play the queen. If the king's behind you, you just wanna go up with the ace and trump the heart, right? So you make them guess. The way you can beat this contract is, what do you have to do? What's the only way to ever beat this contract? What do you have to be lucky enough to do?
Pull trump.
Get the trump out.
Lead a trump on the go, right? Because it's too late right now, because this guy doesn't have the ace and a small one to play. You have to hope declare is gonna go for the finesse. Then you can beat it, right? Then they'll lose the king and back comes the spade. A lot of people, they never saw finesse they didn't like.
So that means on this play, you play the queen.
No, it's too late now if that's where we are. It has to be a trump lead from the get-go.
Unless declare makes a mistake. Like, declare has to make a mistake, you don't get a trump lead from the get-go. But a lot of people, they'll put the queen in.
And that's the mistake.
And it depends on the game that you're playing. Sometimes you can't, every trick counts, and it's worth risking your contract for a trick. But yeah, it's generally a mistake. But it's a common mistake. If people have the ace queen, I'm not putting in my ace. And if you do, now you're going down. Now you lose the king and you won't get your heart off. But if they did lead, if they were fortunate enough to lead a spade on the go, now you can beat them.
So I have a question on the
Yeah.
second round of
Yeah.
the, why on, I guess that would be the east defender. Yeah, so you're saying the west defender should not play a heart back to him, he should play the trump instead?
Correct.
Not knowing that he has the ace?
He knows he has the ace.
He knows he has the ace, but,
Because he threw the 9, right? 9 means I like it.
yeah, so why wouldn't he play a low heart back to him and let him play the trump and pull the trump?
Because it's too late, because you've already played.
Yeah, but you've cleared his hearts out and denied him ability to ruff the hearts.
As soon as you play the second round of hearts, this guy's gonna be roughing from now on, right? You can't play hearts. Hearts is good for declare, because declare is looking to rough him, right? Declare needs this little trump to rough a heart. So,
So he needs to clear out his hearts too. Well, yeah.
okay, the point is, on both these hands, declare makes it, if you allow him to rough a heart, or in the second one, if he's foolish enough to take the finesse, where they can rough a heart. It's a race between how fast I can remove those 3 spades from the board, right? That's what you think.
It's a race.
It's removing the 3 spades from the board is the key to the defense on both those hands. If you allow any of them to be there, they'll rough this little heart.
Can you repeat the moves? We start with the king of hearts.
That'd be a normal lead, yes.
So the king of hearts takes. Then he goes with the 3 of spades,
Right,
and the declarer takes his in with the 7.
sure.
Okay, then the declarer goes with what?
He plays a heart. He wants to rough hearts.
So he will play heart and against either one is winning the heart.
Well, you want this one to win, so he could play the spade through.
Okay, so he will play no spade, and then he will put down here.
To make it, he has to play the ace.
He
That's,
has to play the ace.
sure, because if he plays the queen, this guy will win the king, and he'll play the 3rd spade and wipe the 3rd spade off the board, right? The dummy won't have any more spades.
Okay.
See?
So the second one he has to take with the ace, and not
If he doesn't, he's gonna go there. And some people won't. Some people will take that finesse every time.
Right.
If you're
Jeff?
lucky enough to lead a spade, you can actually set it, but most people are not gonna find that.
Jeff, wouldn't this hand be similar to what you said a minute ago, that the east hand would even be very wise with the king of heart lead to overtake and start the lead of the trump then, knowing he may be getting that finesse?
Okay, let's take a look at another hand. And again, we're gonna be playing four spades again, and here's dummy.
Put that back up.
And here's, and your east. And your partner leads the eight of hearts.
He did
Eight.
oh, he placed the eight.
He led the eight. That's your partner who's leading the eight of hearts. And of course, when he does, on the first trick, you pause. What does the eight look like to you? Could be a singleton, could be a doubleton. Sometimes people lead the top of nothing where you might have eight and two little ones, but usually when you're looking at this, how many hearts you looking at? How many hearts you looking at? Yeah, you're looking at 7 plus the lead here, right? So between Declare and your partner, there are 6 hearts. That should be the first thing that goes through your mind, right? There's 6 hearts out, your partner led a high one, right? One of the things that we talked about last time, when there's an even number out, do they usually split? No, they don't. Your partner, yeah, usually they're going 4-2. So you should think that, not for sure, it's not a for sure game, but the probabilities are, this looks like a doubleton. If it's not a doubleton, then Claire has 5 of them, and he might have bid them at some point, right? Right, if it's only a singleton. So, if it's stopping nothing, there's nothing you can do. Anyway, the greatest likelihood is it's a doubleton, right? There's 6 of them out, the likelihood is they're going 4-2. Your partner led a high one. It looks like it's a doubleton. It looks like he's starting the air. It looks like he's ready to go high-low, right? What do you do? Player plays the king, right? What do you do? Yeah, right, you duck. You all see, you need to duck. Why? The ace is the only entry you have in this hand, right? If you burn it on the opening lead, your partner is never going to be able to get to you for you to give him the rough. So unless you have a very charitable declare who hands it to him, he's going to lose the rough. Which card do you play? That's the other part of the lesson, right? The 9 means, I got the ace, come back to me, and I'll give you your ruff. So in your first lead, you play the 9, and your partner has, by the way, this is your partner's hand. And basically, that'd be what most people would lead. They'd lead their high-low, they'd lead their heart. When they saw that 9 come down, and this is the perfect time to lead a doubleton, by the way. Why? Yeah, exactly right. You have the ace of clubs is just a bonus. The ace of spades, you know you're not going to be able to pull your trump, right? Because you're going to hop right up with the ace and play that other heart, right? They can't pull your trump. That's the key to this hand. That's why it's such a good lead to do the doubleton. Let's declare play spades. You hop up with the ace. You play the 2. He plays the ace.
But if the other person has the jack of hearts, why would he play the king? Because he's only got 8-2, the jack's not over there, and the jack's not there, king, queen, 5, so the jack must be
Yeah,
down.
right, the jack
So
is
why
down
would he
there.
play the 5 of hearts?
It doesn't matter, right? He has all of them, right? It's the same thing, but you're right, he does have the jack, he also has the 10. But in this case, maybe you wanted to be on the board for the lead, so it's a matter of deciding which hand you want to be in. But that's the key, you play the ace, and back comes the heart, and now he gets his ruff. So the key thing is, you need to duck that ace. Okay, let's look at another one. You okay?
Yeah, I didn't know if you were saying dump or duck,
Duck, duck.
right?
You have to duck it on the opening lead, play the 9, tell your partner, I got the ace. When he gets in, which he's always gonna get in with the ace of trump, you'll know to play the heart, you'll know to return the heart, he gets his ruff. If you